My boyfriend took my money to punish me. Should I go to his house to get it back? Should we break up? We've been together for about 8 months and we've known each other for I'd say a year and a half. Overall, we love each other, and until this incident I'd say he is a great guy. He treats me nicely and I've never felt like he abuses me or doesn't value me. Everything changed yesterday/today. It all started out when he saw a message I got on my phone from another male. I know how it sounds, but hear me out. I'm not a cheater at all and he knows I only love him. The text in question was from a guy I work with who is above me, and it was related to my schedule. He was letting me know that a shift was changed. The message said you need to come at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, not the afternoon. I don't know why, but my boyfriend saw the notification and immediately got upset. He started yelling at me, and I eventually was able to calm him down and tried to explain that it was just about work. He started asking lots of questions about this guy. How long have we worked together? Why does he have my number? I told him everything, and this guy genuinely is just a co-worker, not quite my manager but above me, mostly does my schedule. It was almost like my BF didn't believe me. He's never been jealous or overprotective. I don't have any guy friends and I don't talk to guys. At the beginning of our relationship he made it clear he wasn't okay with social media, so I got rid of mine. I kept Reddit, which he has access to, which is why I'm using Throwaway. So for him to get so upset about a single text, is very weird. We ended up arguing about it. I got very upset and cried because there was seemingly nothing I could do to console my BF. I told him he could go through my phone and he said okay. I left the room to calm down, and he eventually came to me and apologized and gave me my phone back and kissed me. He told me to not talk to any more men or let them text me, even if it's work related, and I said that was fine. I don't want to argue, it's not worth it. When I got my phone back, he had texted my coworker and had an entire conversation with him. He asked him questions about if he liked me or ever wanted to hang out with me, as if it was myself texting, and of course my coworker kept it professional. He doesn't like me, and is literally married with a baby OTW. When my BF realized he was getting nowhere, he flat out told the guy that this was my BF texting and to not contact me again. I'm so embarrassed about that, tbh. Well, my BF left later that night. We don't live together, I have an apartment and sometimes he stays the night. I didn't think anything of it. But when I went to go to the gas station to get a drink, my card declined. That's weird. So I went into my bag to get my cash, and it was gone. I had about $130 in cash in my bag and it was disappeared. Still, I was alarmed but didn't think anything malicious was going on. Perhaps I moved the cash. I tried another card and it declined. So I left the gas station. I checked my phone in the car, and all of my accounts are $0. My boyfriend went into my Venmo. I guess he knew the 4-digit login code. I don't know how I never told him, and sent himself all the money I had. I got home and scoured the house for my cash and couldn't find it. I feel rage typing this now. Absolute betrayal. I don't know what to do. I texted him and asked if he Venmo'd himself off my phone and took my cash. He said to calm down, he's not going to spend it, he just wanted to teach me a lesson about talking to other guys. All I responded was that I needed to pay bills and rent on Monday. What am I supposed to do? This has never happened to me in this relationship or ever. Should I just break it off? Did I deserve this? Like, what did I do so wrong? I just don't get it. He's always taken care of me and been nice, and has even paid on dates often. Why take my money over one text? I'm starting to worry he's not going to send this money back or give me my cash. I also have a secret stash of money I save in the house and I haven't even checked that to see if it's there. But this is my livelihood here. My rent is already behind, so if I don't pay it, I don't know what I'll do. It's been upsetting because now I can't buy food or anything, and when I've tried to text him to send some back he says I need to learn a lesson. I don't know what to do. Please help me out, guys. My question is, what do I do about this man and my money? I'm getting the sense it's gone, and I don't get paid for another 2 weeks. Comment. Contact Venmo to explain the situation and see if they can do something. They won't. If that doesn't work, contact your bank and see if you can do a chargeback. Then go to the police and file a report. You got robbed. Call police after you change codes. This is theft and him trying to isolate and manipulate you. Run away from him. Only interact through police. Do not drop charges. Be aware he will likely try to make you think you were wrong. Big thing is run away from him. Do not believe he is sorry and won't be that way again. He will be. What you should do is get a policeman involved. That's pretty high drama, and you kinda sound like you don't realize just how horribly toxic this guy is. Maybe you're getting the picture now, but the red flag should have been his need to control your access to social media and make your own decisions about who you chat with. You might tell him that his insecurity is making him look very fragile. That you will need your money returned immediately. And that you and he probably need a break. Okay, I hope you read this and really get it. He is abusive. He is controlling you with your friends, work, and your money. Run, don't walk. First thing, is tell him that he has 15 minutes to put all your money back. Not 1 minute more. Say it is 5 p.m., tell him he has until 5:15. If all of your money is not returned, that you will be filing charges of theft. And you will not bail him out. Second, once you have your money, change your account numbers, get new cards and change all pins and codes. If he has a key to your place, change the locks. Third, get anything he has in your apartment, pack it up. Do not damage one thing. Tell him that he needs to be there in 1 hour to get his things, as that is when you will have his things outside your door. Leave a note attached to his bag and tell him that as of this moment, he needs to lose your number and never contact you again. And I don't care how many times he begs you for forgiveness, promises he will change, don't ever take him back. It will get worse and he will never change. Not for you. You have him admitting in text messages that he took the money, right? Text him that if he doesn't send all your money back right now, you will call the cops. And then you have to actually do it. Give him 10 minutes. If you don't have it all back, you call the cops. After you get your money back, you break up with him. He is a lunatic. You shouldn't even be asking whether or not you should break up with him. Next story 2. My friend thinks she's pregnant, but I don't believe she is, and I don't know how to handle this as a good friend. One of my best friends has been trying for a baby for years. She sadly has had 3 losses along the way, but she wants a child so badly. I feel worried for her because I'm afraid she may be convincing herself she's pregnant when she's not. A few months ago, she told me she was pregnant, but when she went for her first appointment the doctor told her she wasn't ever actually pregnant. She ended up very upset. She felt like she had a miscarriage and was upset that the doctors weren't acknowledging that or taking her seriously. I wasn't sure about it, but I just want the best for her and was hoping that she would someday get the baby her and her husband have been wishing for. Now to the current situation. I'm currently pregnant with my first child. I found out just over a month ago, and the day after I told her the news, she told me that she took a test and was also pregnant. I immediately had my doubts, but I was hoping that she would get the baby she wants this time. She showed me a picture of her pregnancy test, but I didn't see a positive line at all. To me it looked like a negative. She also told me that she just ended her period, so it didn't make sense to me that she could be pregnant yet, but I didn't want to confront her because I know it's a sensitive subject. Fast forward to yesterday, she told me she saw a doctor and they said she wasn't pregnant after all, as I suspected, but then she called me again today, and said she didn't believe the doctor, so she decided to take another test. And that she is pregnant. She showed me the test and once again, there's no double line. It looked completely negative to me. I told her I didn't see a line and she said it just wasn't showing up because of her camera. She said she's planning on having this huge surprise for her husband, which I empathize with because I'm sure at this point he may be having a hard time with this emotionally. I feel like my friend is getting her hopes up, but after the losses she's had, I don't want to be a bad friend by telling her she's wrong, or congratulate her for something I don't believe is true. I don't know how to respond when she talks about how excited she is. Any advice on how I should handle this while not overstepping and still being thoughtful of her feelings? Thanks for reading the long post if you did. Comment. It sounds like she's having some kind of mental health crisis causing this delusion. I'd encourage her to see a therapist to work through her frustration/sadness. A professional will pick up on this stuff. Else I think you just roll with it. Hopefully her husband will direct her towards therapy. Do not ignore her. That would be cruel. Just go with it. Sometimes being a good friend requires the strategic use of some white lies, and it seems to me that the situation calls for it. Hearing about your pregnancy must have killed her, but she still was supportive, and that's huge. I know you are probably internally rolling your eyes, but try to view this as a way of showing your compassion and support. I, too, hope she gets the baby she's longing for. I would reach out to her husband about a possible mental health concern and your overall concern. And I wouldn't let what she is going through and the future excuse of, I experienced a loss and our babies would be born at the same time, take away from your experience of pregnancy. Infertility is hard. But it doesn't give permission to bring negativism to someone else's journey to parenthood. You guys sound close, can you reach out to her husband? This isn't entirely unheard of for people like her who have had multiple losses and aren't coping well. This is obviously a sensitive topic, and she may react poorly if you don't see the blue line that she sees, or if you insist on the reality that she isn't pregnant. Does her husband know that her doctors have said she hasn't been pregnant either of these times? Does he realize that she's having a bit of a reality break? He might need an outside push to realize how scary of a problem this is. Women who think they're pregnant when they're not can be very unpredictable and rarely dangerous. Please get her help. I guess all the miscarriages and whatnot has drove her a bit crazy. She should really see an OBGYN and figure out what the issue is. My BFS sister has tried desperately to get pregnant, spent thousands on it even, but she just can't be C of PCOS and other health issues along it. Also, it could potentially be the husband, won't know till they go see a DR. Next story 3. Is it wrong that my partner won't stay with me if I don't let him move into my new place with me? I'm a dating A. We've only been together 7 months. We had a very unconventional start to our relationship, as I told him I was not interested or ready to be in a relationship, and he understood but almost took that as a challenge, I believe. Somehow he ended up convincing me to that he should move in and we wouldn't have to date, but he will take over my lease for me when I wanted to leave, since I wanted to get out of it. So he and his friend actually ended up moving in with me and my friend who was living there. I really was enjoying my peace and time alone for once in my life, not quite sure why I ended up allowing him to move in. Obviously if you spend enough time together with someone you'll grow to want them, which is exactly what happened. I ended up saying we should be exclusive BC. The fact we were living together, sharing a bed and all but not together, was just weird. Anyway, he ended up being a total bum and didn't pay one single bill the entire time he lived with me and never had a job. He's been driving around my cars because he doesn't have one. He also brought along 2 big-ass dogs that ended up fucking up my place, chewing up expensive items, peeing everywhere. It was just gross and I couldn't stand it. Fast forward to now, I got my dream apartment, a high-rise in the city, and he of course is tagging along. Only now got a serving job BC. I was gonna leave him if not. He is suddenly so in love with me and is trying to do everything right, getting a shitty car, paying for what he can. But I'm just at the point where I resent him. It's been this whole thing on if he's going to be moving with me or not. I told him I didn't want to live with dogs again and preferred if he went back home. I didn't say I wanted to break up, just wanted to enjoy my new place and have it be my peace. I also just hate how when he comes in he just makes everything gross and dirty. I've just really felt like I don't love him at all, but when he says it to me I feel pressure to say it back. He's a sweet guy and is trying his best to be what I want and need, but I just fear it's not enough. He says he does not want to live separate and will not stay with me if I make him go home. He says my lifestyle is too hard to handle if we don't live together. He refers to me going out a lot. I just worry, am I pushing away someone who's trying to be all I need and wants to settle down? Or like, is it so unfair he's giving me this ultimatum? Sorry, this is a mess, I'm just ranting and not organizing so well. Comment. For Chris' sakes, stop telling him you love him. You don't even like him very much, and why should you? He's a deadbeat bum with a couple of untrained dogs who are destroying your stuff. You should be happy and relieved he's exiting your life. Make sure he stays gone. Break up with him, please. He is using you. There are better men out there to meet. Just be alone for a minute and have fun. It doesn't sound like he's a good time at all. Just a lot of stress, with the occasional cuddle, I'm assuming. I've been in the same boat. It's better to have a clean slate in your new place than repeat that same, stressful experience. You got your wish. Tell him he isn't moving with you. If you miss him, then you probably care for him more than you realize. I mean, really miss him. Like, don't want to be without him. If you don't, then you know you did the right thing. And who moves in 2 big dogs into someone's house like that? This guy is a parasite. You didn't want a relationship with him, but he bulldozed into your life and now you're living with him, letting him mooch off you, and his dogs are destroying your stuff. Who cares if he ends your relationship? You don't even like him that much. Do not let him live with you in your new place. Once you let him in, he won't leave. He gives me the creeps. Say what? You're sharing a bed but not together. You're moving and he OFC is tagging along. He is suddenly so in love. And he makes everything gross and dirty. And you ask whether it is fair that he is giving you an ultimatum. The ultimatum is your way out of this mess, make him go home. End the relationship completely when you move. OFC, end it.